It has been 30 days or thereabouts since Lee Hutton III was unceremoniously booted from the Arena Football League, ending what will forever be remembered as one of the most ruinous and disastrous tenures of sports leadership in history. But hey, at least he could afford those courtside Minnesota Timberwolves tickets. Quite frankly, when that news broke, I was expecting the entire AFL to fold faster than, well, a team playing in the 2024 incarnation of the AFL. Too soon for some fans out there, I know. Despite being in a fragile state, despite the AFL looking as if it was left for dead, just waiting for the last person to turn out the lights, the opposite has actually happened. The Arena Football League today looks surprisingly stable. I'm Cheyenne Hollis, this is The Touchback, and the Arena Football League has been revived? Is that the right number of re's? We'll figure it out, but first, for your promotional consideration. Wish it was still possible to get an old school Arena Football League jersey? Want to rep an obscure hometown team like the Sack Attack? Have your eye on that bovine Jovi Philadelphia Soul jersey? There is only one place where all of that and more is possible: Royal Retros. They have the largest collection of AFL gear from days gone by. From Crush to Rush to Sabercats, the AFL's past lives on at Royal Retros. Shop today with the promo code TOUCHBACK and get 15% off your next purchase. The link is in the video description below. As you may or may not remember, I did not think all too highly of Jeff Fisher being named interim commissioner of the Arena Football League. In fact, it felt like a joke. It looked like a joke, but as it turns out, the joke was on me. He has steadied a sinking ship that is now primed to see out the remainder of 2024. When you look over what has been accomplished in the past 30 days, two things really stand out. First, a lot of work has been done to salvage the AFL this season. A huge amount of infrastructure has been put in place. A lot of things have been built from the ground up in a very short amount of time. Second, what in the name of Blue Pain was previous leadership doing? It's like they were spending all of their time, all of their energy, all of their resources trying to conceal the fact they had no resources, no plan, and no cares in the world. They just went into a bunker as soon as stuff started hitting the fan and were never seen or heard from again. Well, Hutton did take time out of his schedule to update his Twitter name. Hold on here a second. What in the world is going on with Hutton's Twitter profile here? This bio is nothing but a bunch of awards that don't actually say where they are from. I even went to Hutton's own website to see if the awards were explained in a little better detail, and things actually only got worse. He claims to have been named a rising star lawyer every year from 2007 onward. How is that even possible? I guess only in a universe where a man who is clearly over 40 continues to make under 40 lists. The other thing about his profile, the cover photo. Dude, if you want to brag about your wealth, if you want to make it seem like you are successful, do not use an ultra low res photo of your watch and cufflinks. This thing must be all of 8 kilobytes. The poor quality of the photo immediately contradicts the statement you are trying to make about that wealth and success. But enough about that. Out with the old, in with the new. Before I focus on all of the work that's gone on behind the scenes with the Arena Football League, I do want to take a second to highlight the on-field product, which has become surprisingly adequate. Albany and West Texas had a hell of a game a few weeks back. Southwest Kansas and Salina played a barn burner as well. Shout out the pride of Salina, Kansas, Tony Pizza's Event Center. Look, the standard of play here is not as good as what you're going to find in the indoor football league, but given where the league was at the start of May, with random dudes playing on a field that has volunteers holding up padding, it's a step in the right direction. A big step. However, that really pales in comparison to what has happened behind the scenes with the Arena Football League, where some heavy lifting is transforming the operational side. First, those in charge needed to figure out who was in and who was out. This led to some uncertainty, teams coming, teams going, Oregon leaving, coming back, and leaving in like the span of 18 hours, but eventually 9 teams were left standing. Obviously down quite a bit from the 16 they started with, but at least they had 9 stable franchises who they know were going to be able to chart the course for the remainder of the year. Next, they put a schedule together on the fly and restructured the playoffs to fit in with the new realities the AFL was facing. Also, during this time, those running the Arena Football League were able to get back the old theafl.com domain name. If you watched my original video on the failing Arena Football League, you'll know just how ridiculous this entire situation was. Suffice to say, original AFL management either lost the password to the website or didn't pay their bills to keep the website current, because this site wasn't used beyond the league's launch announcement. In fact, they went on to create another website, one that looks like it was inspired mostly by GeoCities. The new website, not groundbreaking by any means, but again, another step in the right direction. Those changes, by the way, they're just the tip of the iceberg. There's a lot more that's gone on outside the view of the public. We may never know the full scope of just the sorry state the AFL was in before Fisher and the new leaders took over, but we can only assume it was diabolical. In only 30 days, this new group has accomplished more than what Lee Hutton and his cronies did in 2 years. Perhaps worst of all, the AFL office, those who make sure the league can function, was non-existent. I don't know if they just didn't hire anyone or they were just neglecting their duties, but something here was distinctly amiss. Since Fisher has become commissioner, Jared Weidman was hired as president and chief operating officer, Gary Compton was named director of football operations, and Tracy Lehnan was brought on board as the new president of football administration. Jerry Kurz also joined the Arena Football League as general counsel and senior advisor of player operations. He, of course, has a long history with the league, some of it good, some of it bad, but he knows arena football at the very least. As I said previously, either these areas, these roles weren't filled by the previous AFL leadership, or if they were filled by people way in over their head because nothing was getting done. When you look at everything that has changed, when you look at the trajectory of the AFL, everything has done a complete 180-degree turn. Credit where credit is due to those who rescued a sinking ship of Titanic-level proportions. It is just a shame these efforts won't get near the amount of coverage as when the AFL was falling apart a mere weeks ago. There are a few folks out there doing a good job providing details of this. Arena Fan, always excellent if you want indoor football news of any kind. Spring Football Zone has also been following this closely. I'll link to both of their Twitter accounts in the video description below if you do want to stay up to date on these matters. The big question here, though, is does this change the long-term outlook for the Arena Football League? Honestly, I do not know. I commend the time and energy that has gone into saving the league. Unfortunately, so much damage was done before this that it could just be a sunk cost at this point. Basically, next to no one knew the Arena Football League was relaunching in 2024. And then when they did find out about it, it was only because the relaunch was the clown show to end all clown shows. A lot of potential fans saw that and simply walked away thinking the AFL was well and truly done. Getting those potential fans, getting those individuals to reinvest back into the AFL, I mean, good luck with that. The failed relaunch has done so much damage that it's going to take years to fix. Now, maybe the AFL says screw it and just hunkers down in markets it knows can be successful, like Nashville and Albany. They could go all in on a hyper-local approach that worked well enough for Cruz when he was overseeing the AF2. Trying to go national again, it just seems like a huge mistake at this point. Seriously, what would the league's messaging be to the public as it wants to explain away the disaster of the 2024 relaunch? We were hacked? It just doesn't seem like a battle that can be won right now. Ultimately, I do not know where the AFL goes from here. Then again, I don't think those running the league are looking that far ahead. Their goal is to finish 2024 and then reassess, and good on them for it. Against insurmountable odds, the Arena Football League has gone from ruin to rebirth in 30 days. That is an accomplishment which should not go overlooked regardless of what happens to the league in the future. Thank you for watching this video. If you want to learn more about the Arena League, another bad idea of indoor football that launched in 2024, video upper right hand corner of your screen is the place to go. And to explore all of the rises and falls of arena football in America in history, video lower right hand corner of your screen. Until next time, I am Cheyenne Hollis. This is The Touchback. Good luck to the AFL moving forward. And as always, hashtag take it out to the 25.